It's funny, I've had these words echoing in my head for like the last couple days, and that seems to happen to me a lot before I'm about to make a video. Like for a day or two, I'll have the words that are going to be the title of the video just echoing in my head to where I can't really take it anymore, and then I have to make the video and I have the topic for it. And the words that have been echoing in my head were like, what kind of fucking chance did we have? And I was wondering where that was coming from. And then I remembered it came from a line from an episode of The Sopranos where he's having a verbal fight with his mother about his sister. His mom is putting his sister down for being like a tramp and being stupid. And he says, what kind of chance did she have with you as her mother? Like, what kind of fucking chance did she have at becoming anything when you were her mother? And that got me thinking. I have a whole nother story where this happened. And I'm going to link to that. I'm going to put that clip, the video, at the end of this video so you can see what I'm talking about, that scene from The Sopranos. I was talking to this girl that I've been hooking up with lately. Now, we've been hooking up, right? Like, we met in public, and I talked to her, and she said she was single, and we hooked up. Anyways, after we've had sex a few times, she admits to me, "Oh, I actually have a man and two kids." So I'm like, "Okay, great, wonderful." So she tells me, on the phone today. So she lied to me about being single, right? She said she's single. Turns out she has a man and two kids. So after we've had sex, she tells me this. So she's like, you don't really open up much. You don't share your feelings with me. You're very close. You're very reserved. And immediately those words start echoing in my head. What kind of fucking chance did I have to show myself to you when you're going to lie to me the way you did? But that's not even what I'm talking about. We start getting into a huge discussion. And she's talking about how she has it so hard as a woman with two kids and all kinds of shit like that. And how I have it so much easier than her. And how I just need to be happy. And I told her, I'm like, you haven't been a man for 2 fucking seconds. You have no idea what I've been through. You have no idea how much more support you have than I do. And she's talking about how she's lonely and how she doesn't have anyone. And I said, you have a bunch of people. You just don't want them. You want better. Whereas me as a man, and most men for that matter, we don't have the luxury of picking and choosing who we want around us and upgrading. Most of us don't have anyone around us. And most of us, no one really gives a fuck about. And she couldn't really grasp that concept. And she was like, you just need to get out of this negativity and get rid of this storm cloud that's over your head and be happy and be positive. And I told her, like, I don't think I told her this. First of all, I told her, like, look, it's none of your business and you're never going to change that. So just keep using me for dick and I'll just keep using you for pussy and we'll keep it at that. And when I told her that, she, like, the attraction goes up and now she wants to change me and all this bullshit. But I'm thinking, like, I'm thinking as men, right? I'm thinking, like, what kind of fucking chance did we have of being a happy, decent guy who expresses his feelings to a woman? And I'm like, I'm in my head, I'm like, bitch, the only reason you like me is because I don't tell you shit. Is because I'm reserved. Is because I invest nothing in you. You know what I'm saying? What kind of fucking chance did I have to be a decent man? You know what I'm saying? And this is like, this is coming from a fuckboy, right? I'm considered a fuckboy. I'm thinking, what kind of fucking chance did I have of being a decent man and being respected in this world and being taken seriously and not being, used and destroyed and extorted? Like, you're either a bitch or you're forced to compromise your morals and become kind of crooked. And I've had to become kind of crooked and kind of shisty, just to stay afloat in this world. I can't be the man I want to be. None of you men listening can be the man you want to be. The man with those morals and integrity and who's respected for it and who's treated fairly and respected by your fellow men and respected by women for being this noble, decent guy. Like, none of us have that anymore. And I'm really speaking towards my generation, right? Like the millennials, Generation Z. I'm speaking to the younger people here. I'm not speaking to the older people. Because they don't know what it's like to be us in this generation. So I'm looking at this chick and I'm like, dude, what kind of fucking chance did I have? You like me for all the wrong reasons. I'm rewarded for all the wrong reasons. I could never be that man. And of course, you're not really gonna have happiness when you have to adapt to such a warped, society and be something you really don't want to be. Just to stay afloat, just to get by, and to get your needs met and all that shit. I'm thinking, what kind of fucking chance did we have? And it really got me thinking of all the men who listen to my stuff, rich, poor, black, white, men who are my allies, men who are my enemies. I don't hate any of them. People who have turned on me, I don't hate any of them. I'm saying men because we all suffer the same. I don't hate any of them because I know the pain they all live with. I know the loneliness they all live with, and we're forced to be something we really don't want to be. Just to keep going. It's kind of like and I mean, this is if you want, this is if you're willing to get what you want, you have to be something you don't want to be. Or you can suffer in silence and not have what you want. And, that's another way to play it. But if you want what you want, you do have to become kind of crooked like that. And I don't know, it just really got me thinking of that scene from The Sopranos where it's like, what kind of fucking chance did we have of being decent men and being happy and having peaceful lives and having, decent women and decent men around us? We never had a fucking chance. Like, we were born into this shit. We never had a fucking chance. You know what I'm saying? So, but she couldn't grasp that, of course. And then she started talking about how everything's about her and she just wants to figure me out so she can solve the puzzle and, be on to the next guy. And of course, I'm never going to give her that. I'm never going to invest anything in her and she'll chase me forever and be my bitch forever. And I'm not even proud of that. That's not even a good thing to me. That's not even cool. It's just settling. It's like, it goes back to the whole, what kind of fucking chance did I have of treating you good and having you respect me? That was never going to work. Right. So, it's just, I don't know, those words have been echoing in my head for a few days now. And it's like, I don't know, it's very interesting to me. And it's really a tragedy to me when I see men fighting, and even the men I fight with, because we're all suffering the same. So it's like, all we really have is each other, when I do these videos and you guys talk to me and you message me privately and you guys say that, like, the stuff I do really changes your life and you feel like you finally are hearing someone that relates to you and, you don't feel as lonely anymore. I feel the same way when you guys message me that stuff. And it's like we're all suffering the same. So when I see, I don't know, man, when I see men fighting with each other, I'm like, dude, we're already at such a huge disadvantage. Like, that's really the icing on the shit cake is when we turn on each other and we go to war with each other. And it's like, I know you're suffering just as much as I am. The fact that now, not only do we have to fight this fucking matrix, not only do we have to deal with these twisted broads, and it's like now we got to go to war with each other. It's like, what the fuck do we have then? What the fuck do we have? If we can't even, I don't know. It's like, what kind of fucking chance do we have to become anything then? What kind of chance forget the matrix, forget the women. We're fighting with each other, and it's like, what kind of fucking chance do we have of having anything now? Like, it's like now we really have nothing, is the way I see it. It's just it's a really empty joke. It's a really empty shell of a life. No matter how much you accomplish, you constantly have to be something you don't want to be, and you never had a chance to really be the man you dreamed of being, and being appreciated for that. You never had a chance of having that.